It is Community Music Monday, and that means we are going to listen to some song pie. Guys, I have 50 songs on this here pie, right? The bigger the pie is, the longer it's been there, or the more the community has buffed it. The smaller the pie is, the newer it is. Do you have a song on this here pie? If you're finding out you won a little bit later on YouTube, congratulations. Guys, let's see what this is gonna be. Bingo bango. Good luck. Big pie or small pie? It's gonna be a smaller pie. Okay, this is interesting. Duke Ellington. Certainly a blind spot for me. Without question, absolutely a blind spot. Diminuendo in blue and crescendo in blue. So searching. And I suppose that this would make some sense because in this context, I just recently did Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. And I'm guessing it is this video that they're wanting me to open up. So yeah, that's the one we're gonna do. Guys, it looks like 15 minutes and 11 seconds. Is the winner oh Lord, my song. No. Wait, Snake Fetus, is this you? Is this did you win this one? Guys, I'm gonna hit the play button on this thing. I don't know. Oh yeah, Snake Fetus. W's in the chat for Snake Fetus. I love it. Yes. Okay, guys. If you have context, do feel free to give it to me. This says it's one of the greatest recordings in jazz history. I'm quite excited about that. So, guys, hopping into this, Duke introduces tunes, and yeah, this is kind of my introduction to Duke Ellington, if I'm just being honest about it. And I kind of feel like it's appropriate that Stevie Wonder introduced me, and by proxy, our friend Snake Vetus. And yeah, let's see. We have one of the most legendary performances in jazz history, written in 1937 as two separate songs, performed here as a suite connected by a saxophone solo. Ellington is a jazz legend who formed his orchestra in early 1920s, but by 1956, big bands were no longer popular. Small group jazz, like quartets, etc., were dominant at the time. This performance started just after midnight, and the 27 chorus tenor sax solo by Paul Gonsalves led the crowd into a frenzy. The normally reserved Newport crowd danced on their chairs and in the aisles. Gonsalves collapsed at the end of his solo, with Ellington filling the gap on piano before the band proceeded into the crescendo section. The crowd was asked to disperse afterwards, but went into a near riot instead, and the band played a few more songs to satiate them. The performance single-handedly revived Ellington's career, with the new recording contracts, newspaper headlines, and Duke on the cover of Time magazine. That's actually a pretty nice and gnarly story. Guys, we have perfect context. Let's hop in. Here we go. Let's go. Diminuendo in blue live. Oh, hang on. Let's get the intro.
Jimmy Grissom. Thank you, Jimmy Grissom. And now we would like to play some of our 1938 vintage Diminuendo in blue and Crescendo in blue.
Okay.
These are separated by an interval by Paul Gonsalves.
Okay, one thing immediately I like better about Spotify is it tells you the actual instrumentalist breakdown and gives you an individual little bio on the member of on the artist. Wow. That bass line just walking. Is put it in it. happening. You really have a sense of the room. There's really this cool, lovely arrangement to where it feels like you're just smack dab kind of in the center of all of their sound. I really love that. Again, this feels like it had to have been such a delicately treated recording. I have no idea how they might have gotten this. The other thing, it's so many people at one time. I think that somebody said that this is 15 people, and then you hear like the piano going at the same time, but it's like, and forgive me, I don't know. I don't have a formal education. I'm a self-taught musician. Everything I do is just by the grace of God giving me ears that do stuff. But hearing this and hearing the way all of this inner works, right? Hearing the bass line kind of carry this really soft drum sound, but hearing the kind of bombastic nature of when the piano comes in, or how like much kind of, I call it mustard, kind of like some dissonance, but like an acquired taste that you really like in sound. And when you hear that kind of in there, there's a little bit of a rub to it, but it's like an exciting rub. It kind of like, it. I don't know another way to put it. It's just a pumped up song. This is the Diminuendo section. Exciting rubs, haven't we all? They absolutely have a stereo presence to it, because you got that da da in the left ear there. Like I'm certainly hearing different instruments in different places. This part really like bow 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 bow. That part is so nice. I feel so uneducated when I'm trying to comment on jazz music, but I love it so much. It's so exciting. The bass line is so lovely. And this drum. The clap you hear. Ah! Ooh! Who would you say like the most serious, like the baddest dudes in jazz piano are, right? Like I feel like so often you hear people talk about jazz solo. I'm bringing it back, by the way, to give the. I recognize I interrupted the saxophone, so do forgive me. But it's just got me wondering, like, who are the baddies when it comes to jazz piano? Dave Brubeck, I've heard just take 5 from, and I really enjoyed him. Now I'm not going to be a douche for this solo. I also got to hear ah again. Bro. This room just sounds like a vibe. You hear the clapping? The guys yelling in the back? This is outdoor? And this guy is just ripping. So the thing I've got to say, I know very little about instruments. Like I play harmonicas, right? Like that. So my only understanding of breath work is coming from like playing a harmonica. What I'm hearing him do is just so different to me than like ins and outs, because I don't know that you're like sucking in when you're playing your trombone, right? So the way he's breathing is like such a foreign concept to me, because it's not like you kind of like, and I do like nose breathe sometimes, but it's like only kind of in certain moments when I have the ability. And a lot of times it's like I'm breathing through my mouth and my nose at the same time. Again, as I'm hearing this guy, I'm having a hard time like trying to imagine how it is he's doing it. And that is so cool to me. The other thing, again, I cannot help but just hear the energy where they're playing. I was saying in the room earlier, they're outdoors, right? But you can't help but hear them kind of communicating, even through just, them all, like the drummer. Like I almost feel like I can just see his arms swinging on the ride cymbal. And there's a real presence to this, but there's also like a real breath to it. Like whoever took the two microphones and blended this audio did a really good job at just like making this sound really put together. I'm absolutely in love with this sound. And this is like when it comes to saxophone solos, right? Like this is the kind of thing you look for. Like when you tell people I want to hear like jazzy, like sexy, cool jazz. Like, I feel like this is kind of what people mean when they're actually asking for it. That or like really smoky, like jazz, like in the very first episode of Cowboy Bebop, when Asimov gets shot down. That kind of jazz. You know what I'm talking about? Like in my brain, I'm thinking about how I would do this on a guitar. So hearing him do it with his like mouth and tongue and breath is kind of nuts to me. Like, this dude seems so dignified. Oh, man. The drum with that bass drum. This is my first impression of Paul Gonsalves, right? Like, and this is such a great first impression. And I think, again, this is also my first impression of Duke Ellington, right? So there's certainly a huge excitement, to just seeing this, because I really have fallen in love with the different elements of jazz I've seen. I love the improvisational nature of it. And you know, as a person that like experiences synesthesia, there is without question a difference in what it is that you hear, I guess. I don't know another way to quite put it. It's a complex, exciting movement to the sound, and that's so nice. You hear the crowd getting going. This I want to hear that again. Like, again, when I think about it in the guitar term, like, it's like he's making sounds that somebody would almost have to like pick sweep on a guitar to accomplish, and that's kind of cool to me. Oh, wow. He's holding that. You hear him going crazy? And now he's collapsed. Okay, so whoa, we lost him. So right in here. And he blows himself down, huh? Dude. You put yourself into it like that. Dude. What he does on a piano is nuts. Like the way he plays keys, I know very little. Again, I have no formal education, but the way you hear him, he's got like rub notes and almost sour notes in all of his chords that kind of give you a little bit of a like kicking the tuchus forward, right? Like it really pushes the song forward. I don't know another way to put that, but it's like you're not just playing, you're not just playing a C, you're playing a C, add like this, and this, and like all of a sudden you've got like, yeah, they do make it pucker a little bit, but it's nice. This is really, hey, Night Scoots, love you, Maine. It really does have this kind of nice little bit of like, what? Thank you, Scoots. That'll be, the next one will be the last one anyways. And then it kind of gets big bandy. So what is happening with our gentleman that's passed out? Like, what happened to Paul that night? Did they just leave him like laid on the stage? Did they carry dude out? What happened? He's back up. Okay. Thank you, Scoots. This gets so fun and at the end. It reminds me of a... I mean, honestly, it reminds me of like swanky scenes in jazz movie. You know, like in movies where there's like a you know, I don't, like a big club kind of thing, like at the Copacabana kind of thing. Like, I've never seen anything like it though. And I find myself sitting here kind of thinking, like, is big band and jazz both similar and different? Like, there is big band that is jazz, but not all big band is jazz, and not all jazz is big band. I feel like it's kind of something, it must be something kind of like that, I guess. Yo, Cher, thank you for the follow. Because while I hear like this kind of sound in like Frank Sinatra style music, I don't know that I would say Frank Sinatra, based on what I know of him, and I could be totally wrong. Please do correct me kindly and lovingly if I am. This is an information seeking comment. But based on what I know of Sinatra, I wouldn't call him like a jazz singer, right? Like I would call him a big band singer. And I'm hearing these sounds. I kind of thought Duke Ellington was going to be a little bit more like smoky jazz, like, but maybe I don't know why I thought I was going to hear John Coltrane or whatever. This was a much more big band sound than I'd anticipated. I'm enjoying the heck out of it, but it was different, and I like that. I like getting to come into music and learning something. Like, to hear all these people in time is awesome. It makes me so sad that I didn't do band in school. This end's just so crazy. And you can hear, yeah, you can hear that crowd just going crazy. That was just immaculately delicious. That was such a good time. That was such a good performance. That really was such an incredible introduction to Duke Ellington and this Paul Gonsalves guy. That was awesome, guys. Snake Fetus, that was truly fantastic. Thank you for sharing this one. This is again such a fun and exciting venture into jazz and doing something totally different than I would have ever normally done before. So again, thank you for helping me branch out. This was tremendous. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.